and welcome to This is 65. My name is Erin Ackenheil, and I own a company called Black Point Insurance. And at Black Point, we help Medicare beneficiaries nationwide learn about the A, B, C's, and D's of Medicare, Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage, Part D prescription drug plans. And along that journey, we meet some incredible people. They have one thing in common: they always have a great story to share. Sometimes they're entrepreneurs, they're people who are authors, community leaders, but they always have a great message. And we love spotlighting their experiences and bringing them onto our show. And I am so excited beyond belief to have our guest today, Lois Smith. She's coming and joining us for the first time. I met Lois and her husband Preston several years ago, and both of them are just a pure joy. As she told me before we went on here, that she hopes the rating of my show is rated R because she is tons of fun. So hopefully we won't go too extreme, but we'll be mainstream for today. But she's a ton of fun. Probably the client that I'd most enjoy having a glass of wine with. It works great. She's a Sonoma County business owner. She owns Cherry Creek Winery, and she'll tell us all about what they do at Cherry Creek. And also, she's a property manager for many, many years. She and Preston have a long relationship, 45 years married. They have 2 wonderful kids, 4 grandkids. And I just met the newest family member, 4-year-old red mini poodle named Buster, who is so much fun as well. So Lois is high energy, dynamic, and fun. And I'm just so glad to bring her onto the show. So welcome, Lois.
Hi, thank you. Boy, how do I live up to all that?
Well, it should be easy enough to do. You're a blast. Seriously, you're a ton of fun and high energy. And I'm so glad to finally have you come join and just tell me a little bit about yourself and all your good information for leading a great life with grace and fun and all those good things. So I think you're a real inspiration, and I can't wait for you to share your story.
Well, thank you. I was born in Oregon. My father was a logger. I was born out of Portland, Oregon, in Estacada on the Clackamas River. I was working in downtown Portland in banking and insurance. My husband was developing a half a city block in downtown Portland. He hired me as a manager, broke every rule, probably did things we shouldn't have, and that's also R-rated, so we won't go there about that. And I moved down here to California and have been here for 45 years.
Wow. Now, what brought you guys to the Bay Area? I mean, obviously you've been here forever now, but what made you guys move from Oregon?
He was born and raised here. His grandparents, Swedish immigrants, his mother. He was born in the San Joaquin Valley. He said it's a great place to be from, but not to live. And he started developing in downtown San Francisco in the early 70s, remodeling Victorians. And we've done a lot of remodeling, and we share a love of it. I didn't know anything about real estate when I met Preston. I just knew insurance and banking. But we've had a lot of great fun. And we got the winery. We owned a dental office building in Sebastopol, and we sold it and bought a winery. And we didn't know anything about the wine business. Zero, nothing.
Well, tell me about the wine business. I mean, so obviously you guys are willing to try new things. You check things out. If it's fun and it feels right, you go for it. So what is Cherry Creek Winery? What do you guys do?
We store for other wineries. The wine industry is changing. This is not a generation of wine drinkers. They are mocktails. They are hard cider.
It's so sad. Don't go away,
wine. You'll always need Pinot and Chardonnay for champagne. Thank God.
The relief.
Yeah, just there you go. That's the wine.
So why do the wineries have this need for storage? They just don't have enough space to store all the wine they produce. You guys are like a holding zone.
Exactly. Because, there's so many wineries in the valleys. Most people haven't even heard of most of them because there's so many.
Right.
And we are in between the 2 appellations, the Dry Creek and the Alexander Valley appellation.
Couldn't have a better location, right?
Yeah, those are the reds. Those are the Cabernet. Those are the dark reds. Yes.
Yeah, let me know when they decide to do an overstock sale and send me up there. That's So
It could
now
be dangerous, you and I wine tasting.
I think that could be a good kind of danger that I want to get into. I love that. So now I know you told me about a history in banking and you did kind of that. And obviously you worked for companies then, but it seems like you have a pretty big entrepreneurial spirit. I mean, you picked up this business, you've been doing property management, owning buildings and doing different things. Would you
I did
consider yourself
training.
an entrepreneur? Is that like kind of your thing? And what drove that?
My mother, probably. My mom graduated from high school when she was 17 and
Wow.
went to work at banking for a man who started a branch in our hometown. And she worked there as a teller and went on to be the manager. 42 branches, and she's the only operations officer that had a perfect audit for 40 years.
Wow.
So I
Amazing.
got that probably from my mother being OCD.
It turns out to be an amazing quality when used for good, right? So
Well,
that's
except for
perfect.
cleaning the house. She was OCD about that too. My sister and I think we're probably going to put a toothpick and a toothbrush on her grave because she just was so anal about cleaning.
I pray for myself to become more anal about cleaning, but unfortunately, it just never hit me, right? So I'm always stuck with a mess. So I love it. So it sounds like you've had kind of, obviously that deep background and a work ethic. And what's interesting about you mentioning your mom is I feel like your mom was doing that before a lot of women were even working and doing that. Like, so she really was a front runner, right? So
Well,
how
so
would
is
you?
Preston's mother. Preston's mother graduated from nursing school in 1931 from St. Francis Nursing School in San Francisco, and they were building the Golden Gate Bridge then.
Oh my
And
God.
she was,
Just to date it a little bit, right? That's a
yes,
big deal.
and she was given some money for graduation from Preston's grandparents, and she bought a city lot and built a spec house in 1931.
Wow.
So he's been around this, and I didn't know what I was doing. I've been following him around for 45 years. And it's like,
Hey, you picked a good person to follow. Sometimes that's all you need to do. That's
well, and
perfect.
it
I
makes
love
me
it.
laugh. So there
Yeah,
you go.
no, exactly. Well, I think you make each other laugh. You're a ton of fun. And that makes me think about the two of you. I mean, obviously, 45 years married. Every time I think of you guys, I think of laughter. When I've talked to you, when I've seen you, every exposure I've ever had to you with you guys, you're both laughing. You seem to just really genuinely love each other, of course, but also really like and enjoy one another. And I'm wondering, what's the secret sauce? How did you do it? You're so successful in your marriage. What would you advise others?
Well, here we go with the R-rated. As it gets older, girls, it gets easier. When you're younger, you have to do so much work for jewelry. But when you get older, you can just flash them or do a lap dance and it gets so much easier. So in that regard, after 45 years, it does get easier because they're so easy at that age. But
Oh my gosh. Well, that's good. That's comforting. Something to look forward to. Perfect.
um I think you can go to dinner and the movies with anybody. It's who you go through the hard times with and the difficult times that you've got a solid marriage. But it is
Right.
laughter, it is singing, it is me thinking I'm Stevie Nicks at night with a wooden spoon. I mean, it's the it's
I have a visual. I definitely have a visual.
yes.
I mean, you really enjoy one another, and it's just such an inspiration because having fun isn't that what it's all about? It's stressful, and you can in life it can be stressful, and you guys can laugh it off and find a way to get through things. So I think you guys are a real inspiration. And something that I learned recently about you is just about your extended family, your kids and your grandkids, and through the years you've raised this great family. You're running multiple businesses, and you always find time to focus on your marriage. How do you think you guys learn to balance it all? I mean, is that a trial by error, or how did you figure this out over the years?
It's not easy working with your husband. Um, you have to be able to have a common ground. And I think our tastes are so similar. When we're remodeling, when we're building, we've done about 14 homes together. We've done commercial buildings together. Our tastes are so similar. So
That
that,
really helps.
and we were raised similar. So that makes it easy too.
Right.
Um, I don't know. We're both very civic minded. We're both very involved. He started the Windsor Rotary up here. He's the charter
Wow.
member.
Amazing.
Um, just both very involved
Right.
with our neighbors. We live in a retirement community, and I was thinking, oh, 70 is so young. Is it when your neighbors are in their 90s? Not really. I mean, it's like, oh my goodness. So I'm serious. They're like 94,
Well,
92.
you've got a youthful glow for your neighborhood, right? You're like the teen of the block. I love it.
Well, I am. And the thing of it is, I promised my granddaughter I'd live to be 140. After seeing these people up here, I might make it. I might make it to 140.
Well, if laughter's the best medicine, you've got that on your
Oh
side. I
my
love that.
goodness. Well, definitely looking at myself naked makes me laugh because it's
Oh
like,
my,
what the hell happened there? Everything went south. Everything went south.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, apparently it's still turning heads in Preston's book anyway. So that's
He
for
can't
sure great.
see. He can't see. So that works.
I love it. The combination is perfect. So now tell me, Lois, about your newest baby. So what was the catalyst for getting Mr. Buster?
Well,
You
we've
know, and
always had dogs, and we had a pit bull that was a
ooh, okay.
rescue dog and a poodle, and they were 13 and 15. And they passed within 6 weeks of each other. So
Oh,
we
they
thought,
loved
oh,
each
let's
other.
get this poodle. And it was during COVID. Well, why didn't somebody call us and tell us what it was going to be like to have a poodle? Because this dog is batshit crazy. So anyway, there were 17 people that wanted this damn dog. And so I had to fill out a resume. So it's like, I am not friggin' filling out a resume for a damn dog. So I called her. I said, you got to give me this dog. So we had to drive down to Lone Park, down by
Uh-huh.
Avila Beach. She had to meet us. We had to meet his parents. And here we go. The dog has slept in between us since he was 9 weeks old.
Oh
And
my goodness.
frankly, we've decided we like him better than our children. And they're fine.
Well, of course, right? I mean, he's going to be the most loving and cuddly forever. I love it. That is classic. Oh
I
my
think we're
gosh.
going to leave all of our money to him.
I think there's a movie about that. So you definitely got to
I
go for
think
that.
there is too, Erin.
I love it. So, I love it. And, it's just so nice that you found that little guy and you guys love to go to the beach. So you get to bring him everywhere with you, right?
Oh, it's a sad state of affairs when you're looking to go somewhere and you wonder if it's pet friendly. And actually, we looked it up, and Carmel and Avila Beach are the most pet friendly areas. So we're going to be regulars there.
I love it. And it's convenient for you to get to. So it's
Oh,
perfect.
every restaurant, every place you stay. So yeah, it's nice.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, congrats on the new pup and well, 4 years old, but still a pup in my eyes. So
Absolutely.
now, tell me, Lois, I mean, obviously you have this recipe for a great marriage. You guys are happy and fun and you have so much in common. You've just really melded together and just led this really enjoyable life. And here we are, we're getting older. You're in the retirement community. I know you're the youngster of your crew, but what would you say is your approach to getting older? Like how do you think about it and how do you manage it all with the grace and humor that you do?
I think you have to be open to new things. And the older I get, I think I'm going to have a t-shirt made that says I am intolerant of intolerance. It's almost like you have to be more accepting. You have to be willing to look at things in different ways and be accepting. You don't want to
Right.
be those grouchy old people that get, oh, she's just old. She's just, well, maybe I do. Now that I think about it, maybe it is an excuse to be mean. So I don't know. I might take that back.
Well, when you have the opportunity, right? You can do both.
And I think, I don't know, Preston and I seem to be closer, holding hands, just sitting and talking. and we enjoy even the sunrise. And yes, we do take a hot tub every morning and every night. So there you go. That works too.
So wonderful. You guys are awesome. I love it. And I think that, I mean, your approach is great, right? Because I think you hit it spot on when you got to be flexible. And the world is changing fast. I mean, if you think about it, Preston's mom got her nursing degree in 1931 when the Golden Gate Bridge was being built, right? This is like less than 100 years ago. And now
Thank
look at it,
you.
right? You know, it's a lot of change and you have to be willing to be flexible or you're not going to be very happy within it. You got to be able to do that. And I think you guys do an amazing job. So, you know, when I think of happy couples, you and Preston, top of my list. So fun. You always laughing. He's great. You're great. The duo is very dynamic. And I know you guys love your dog and going to the beach and traveling and so forth. But when you have any free time, which it sounds like you don't if you're doing dog applications and everything else, but when you have extra time, what do you guys like to do for fun aside from all that?
He just gave me a great Valentine's Day gift. I've always wanted to learn to paint. So I have a woman who's coming to our house, private instruction watercolor. And so I'm very excited about that. Preston is a fly fisherman. So anytime he can go fly fishing and I can read a book, we do that. I love gardening, love to garden.
I didn't know you were a gardener.
I do like to garden naked though. And so I'm here to tell you, this would be a dream come true. I hope I'm 100 years old, die in the garden naked, and about a 25-year-old paramedic finds me and goes, "Oh my good God, it ruined my life." And I will be a happy camper if that is in his mind forever.
Living the dream, Lois. Living the dream. I love it. That's so great. Perfect. Absolutely fantastic. I love it.
Told you this was going to be R-rated, Erin.
I knew we were definitely going to pick up the rating for sure. Well, how sweet is Preston though? I love it. Like to get you the watercolor training, and that is just the sweetest thing, and so thoughtful. And
he just had double bypass surgery at Stanford.
Oh my God, how's he doing?
Well, I was in Texas visiting Molly a year and a half ago. Our daughter's in Texas. How y'all doing? Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Bless you.
Hi, Molly.
Bless you. Yes. Bless you. So anyway, I came home and we're sitting at Catelli's and he said, "I have to have a stent." I said, "What?" I said, "Well, that's not going to work." So I drove to Stanford and literally said heart, and he had double bypass and it was pretty incredible. And he looks wonderful.
Of course he does.
Absolutely.
Right? Well, this man is taking a hot tub day and night and looking at your naked body whenever he wants. I mean, this is amazing. He's going to
Thank you, Erin. He can't kill us. Can't get rid of us, people.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad he's doing great though. That's so amazing.
But I knew to go to Stanford. I want to thank you for that. When we didn't know anything about insurance and we sat and listened to you and you educated us and we have the best health care. And I want to thank you for that. And we've never had to pay for anything. They picked up the whole thing for Stanford. I had 2 eye surgeries the last few months. And I am so pleased with our health care. And I want to thank you. So no, this isn't my show, everyone. But I'd like to thank Erin for our health care. Thank you, Erin.
Well, I really appreciate that. And, that's the whole thing that we do over here when it comes to the health insurance. We just want to match up with some, hopefully you don't need things, but if you do, you want to make sure it's going to cover you the way that you would expect. And I'm so happy that the coverage worked great and you guys, are getting all the care that you need. And now your job is to not need any more of it. No more.
You're so informative. You answered all of our questions. We really did not know what we were doing. And I am so grateful for you. Every year I'll sing a Campfire Girl song. I swear to God. I'm so grateful for you, Erin.
Well, I'm going to have to compare notes with you at some point on your campfire songs because I was also a campfire girl and I still oddly remember many of them. My poor kids had to suffer through those as nursery rhymes because those are the songs that I knew.
I still sing them to my children and they can't stand it. I still sing them. I sing them to my sister and she's going to be 70 in November. She goes, "When are you going to give it up on the Campfire Girl songs? Just because you were a crybaby, didn't go to camp. I did."
Well, Lois, I think I know that we now have more in common than I ever suspected. So this is makes me feel even better about it. So, Lois, reflect back. Now, how old were you when you met Preston?
I was 26 years old,
Okay. So,
and his
obviously,
mother had Alzheimer's.
oh,
And
wow.
I really, and he didn't really realize it. And that was hard. That was really,
Yeah.
really, really hard. And the day we got married, it was so nice. She said, "It sure will be nice when Preston finds himself a nice girl." So that's
Well, thank God she had Alzheimer's, right? That's the only thing that you found that a really great one. Oh my gosh, so funny. You're like, yeah, mom, that'd be great. Can't wait. That is
and
kind
he was a confirmed bachelor at 35 years old, and there were women calling us for months that thought I was his housekeeper. It's like
you're
I'm really his wife.
you're like, you really gotta go. You can't keep
Yeah,
calling
you
me.
gotta go.
You gotta get out of here. Not happening. So, well, thinking back, though, so you met him, you're pretty young. You've had this amazing life together. And, if you look back to maybe your 24, 25-year-old self, like right before meeting Preston and where you were in your life and you were building your career and so forth, if you were to give your old self a bit of advice, what do you think you would say?
Listen. Always listen. It's the best education I've ever gotten is by listening to people, sitting next to interesting people, going to a party or a function and finding the most interesting people in the room and listening. I've learned so much from just listening to other people.
That's incredible advice, Lois. That's one I've never heard before, but I love it, right? Because isn't it true? And you can gain so much knowledge. And whereas I reading even recently that your happiness is centered around the five main people that you hang around and like what their knowledge level is and their success level is and all those kinds of things are all components. And it's sort of a derivative of that, right? That you're always like just seeking that out. You're not sitting in the doldrums, wallflowering it. You're finding that interesting person
Well, I'm
and getting
finding the woman whose purple lipstick maybe went into her nostrils, or maybe someone's hat is on backwards. And
yeah, we all
Preston,
have our gauge of what's
yes, and
interesting.
Preston will say, "Lois, you do know that that person owns all this land around here and is the farmer." And he's just, "Well, are you kidding? He's the most interesting person, Preston, I've ever met." So I usually seek out the very, very eccentric people in the room.
I like that. Well, to me, that's interesting too. So I love it. So, well, Lois, this, as always, has been an amazing pleasure. I love talking with you. If you were to send everybody with a take home message, what's Lois Smith's philosophy? What are you sending them off with today?
How much time do we have? I think my mom said it. Do something nice and kind today, girls, but don't share it with anyone. I think that if you open a door for someone or do something nice, do it because it's the right thing to do and it makes you feel good. So that's what I would say. Do something nice. We didn't know why we couldn't share it with anybody, because why would you want to do something nice, mother, and not share it with someone? But I think that's what I would say.
Right. Well, it's fantastic advice, and right. And the key to happiness, doing the good things and paying it forward always. So incredible. Well, it sounds like your mom was a woman I would have loved to meet. I'm so glad that I have gotten to meet you in Preston. You guys are incredible. At some point, I need to meet the rest of the family and for sure Buster too. And I just want to thank you so much for joining today, Lois. You are incredible. Thanks again.
Thanks, Aaron. And any of the stories my family says, they're not true.
Me neither. I'm with you. Talk to you later, Lois. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.